voting and why it's important to be a voter for. You see my PowerPoint?
Yep, I saw that.
So what are important issues to think about when it comes time to vote? So what's important to you?
It's important to respect the people. The people who want to vote, just like president, it's like governor, mayor, at that time.
Yeah.
Righteous.
So important issues people think about when it comes time to vote. They think about crime. You look at the news, the first thing you talk about is someone got hurt on the news.
So one person killed the kids in the family I saw.
Yeah.
That's sad.
Yes. Healthcare is a important issue. Housing is a important issue. And in fact, where I'm at, there's a lot of homeless where I'm at. So that's a big problem that's in California. Taxes, that's a big issue.
Yep.
We have the highest taxes in the country. Transportation, that's an issue. You take Lyft, Uber, you take the bus, you take paratransit, you take a plane, it's all transportation. Education, that's a big issue. Employment, accessibility, and respect. Those are issues to think about when it comes time to vote. So any questions?
I got one.
What's the question?
If there were a person, is it homeless people? I just bet them.
Yeah, exactly. Everybody.
I hurt a lot. When I cars hit them, I will help.
Yes. You treat everybody respect, whether if they have a house or not.
They want the house so much. You miss the family, you know.
So we're talking about voting. What's the first step to voting?
What do you mean? Wasn't know what now? Just respect the people with the heart. Exactly.
So if you, in order to vote, you have to do one thing before you actually vote. What is it? It's written down right there.
Register.
Registering to vote.
I did once. Yeah. I'll vote for Joe Biden. I did it. He won. Yes.
Okay, so in order to vote, you need three things. One, you have to be 18 years or older on election day. Number two, you have to be a U.S. citizen. Number three, you have to be a California resident. If you have all those three things, you can vote. And make sure if you're if you're convicted of a crime, you can't vote.
I'm 48. I did it once.
Mm-hmm.
I'm 48 anyway.
Yeah. So the first step to voting is registering to vote. I told you the three requirements to become a voter. You can register online, you can register by mail, or you can go by person.
I do it on my cell phone.
Exactly.
Yeah, but it's a card too.
We talk about why it's important to vote. Let's talk about how to vote. There are several steps of voting. The first step is registering to vote. Number two is learning about the candidate issues. So you learn about the candidate issues. Number three, find your polling place. Number four, get accommodations if they're needed.
Do you have a slide for this, please?
A slide? I don't have a slide for that.
Oops.
Voting and turn in your ballot. Those are things. Any questions? Okay, so second step of voting, learning about the candidate issues. So how you learn about the candidate issues?
And the issues that you want is someone respect the president and respect always.
Yes. So there are four ways to learn about candidate issues. It's actually more than 4 ways.
A law office.
Yes. Number one, you could talk to your friends and family. Number two, you could read the not read TV, read the newspaper, TV, radio, internet. You could talk to your county registered recorder or election department, the League of Women Voters, and you talk to legislators. Those are the way you learn about the candidate issues.
I did.
Yes,
I listened to them, what they say.
yes,
I use my computer, when I say, what do you call that? Washington, D.C.
yes.
They
So,
say, and I said, this is your choice when you do. Then I won't say the them, and then I will move to delete. We
mhm,
do the for separation,
yeah,
not the big wrestling.
yeah. Also, I want to say sometimes people think individuals with disabilities can't and shouldn't vote. This includes election workers, support workers, families, friends of people with disabilities. Has anyone ever heard because you have a disability you can't vote?
I do vote.
Yes,
I
that's
do.
good.
Me and my brother. Then under that, I like to help the people. The
Mhm.
person can to see the people in the shooting. I was in Texas shooting in the school. The person go and to speak.
Exactly. How would you, yes, go ahead.
And to respect the people, say right things to them, is pray when they go with the heart. That's
How
all.
would, yes, go ahead. How would you respond if someone thinks you shouldn't or can't vote? How would you respond if someone said you couldn't vote?
Over 19 in 20s.
If someone said you can't vote, you say, I'm a person with disability, I could vote just like everyone else. Like the three requirements, you had to be 18 election day, you had to be a US citizen and California resident and not convicted of a crime. If you have all those requirements, you can vote.
I'm a green card. And then you
Yeah,
got to
yeah,
know my family
And
from India.
you could
in
respond that I have the right to vote because I meet
exactly,
all the requirements.
exactly.
And
So
my
like,
family from
like I
Canada.
said, all those requirements, you gotta be 18 years or older on election day, a US citizen, California resident, and not convicted of a crime. So if you have those qualifications, you can vote.
Mhm.
So we're gonna move on. Any questions so far?
My question,
Okay.
you say
The
one
next-
thing in that. You did a good job. Keep it up.
Yes. Okay, we're gonna continue on. The next step in voting is find your polling place. So after I got my ballot this week, and it tells me where I can vote at. For everybody live in different areas of California. So in LA, it's lavote.gov. It all depends on what county you live in. If you live in your county, you look for your election officials and look for their website. It'll tell you where to find your polling place.
Mine's in Sacramento. I
Yeah,
did.
exactly. There's 58 counties in California. There's over 400 cities in California. So every area is different. So where can you vote at? There's three places you can vote at.
In one place, there be conference and that. Then they run green. The people outside the road. And then step it. Boom.
Yes. Your polling place, the place you go vote, is listed on your sample ballot. It's usually a school community center, but also it could be a home or churches or places in your neighborhood. However, this is the only place you can vote. You can vote by mail. How many people know by vote by mail?
I did.
Yep. Vote at
Vote
the
you,
curb.
guys. I vote you.
Yeah, I vote by mail too. In early voting sites and actually at the polls. Those are what places you can vote at.
It
Yeah,
costs
I do
something.
too.
Yeah, at the polls.
I vote by mail.
Me too. Me too, Amanda. So
Yeah.
every registered voter, every registered voter is supposed to receive a vote by mail ballot now because of COVID. But you have the choice. You can vote by the mail, a drop box at curbside voting, or at the
And cell
polls.
phone.
Yeah. Okay, I'll explain something. You can't vote by phone because it'll be hacked. That's the reason why we can't vote on computer for it, because the results would be hacked. It wouldn't be good for. It wouldn't be good for our
My
country.
cell phone ones.
Yeah.
I got fake stuff in here.
Mhm. So, any questions about finding your polling place? You know what the word accommodations are? Do anyone know what accommodations are?
It's just like something paper and go to hospital.
Help you out with what you need.
Exactly. Some people can vote at the polling place without any accommodations, but other people might need accommodations. So accommodations are different ways to do things. So Bob uses a wheelchair and can't get into a polling place that have stairs. So what things will help Bob? What will help Bob if it's in a wheelchair?
Need adult to help the wheelchair.
Yes,
Maybe a wheelchair ramp?
exactly. A wheelchair ramp, an elevator.
And help the person with the heart.
Exactly. Mary is blind and cannot read her ballot. What's some things will help Mary?
That's the easy one. When one comes
Braille?
here,
Exactly.
Here.
Exactly. So those things are accommodations. So these example accommodations right here. That's where they change voting around so it can vote.
I did that same one.
The next step of voting is actually voting. There are many different ways to fill out a ballot. Some polling places use punch cards where you punch out your choice with a little tool. Others use electronic voting machines. It's a good idea to find what type of voting machine your polling place uses, so you can ask for accommodation if it's a hard system for you to use. So you guys know how to vote if you go in person?
I have Giovanni.
We're gonna move on. The last step of voting, turn in your ballot. You turn the ballot in person. You or someone you can trust also turn your absentee ballot in person. And by the way, you could bring your staff to the polls with you too. Your staff's supposed to help you vote, but can't tell you what to vote for.
Yes,
It's your choice.
too. It helped me.
Exactly. And you vote by mail, absentee ballot. So
What do that mean?
we're gonna continue on. We're gonna talk more about voting. You see this right here?
Yep.
Easy voter ad. So November 8th, 2022, it's a California general election. So the deadline to register to vote is October 24th. You go to registertovote.ca.gov to register to vote. Check and see if registration is up to date. If your signature has changed over time, then re-register to update your signature at voterstats.sos.ca.gov. And if you want to get materials other language other than English, make that choice on voterstats.sos.ca.gov. So in California, you can vote from 7 in the morning to 8 at night on the 8th. So the things we're voting on, and this election, we're voting for the governor. You guys know what the governor does?
It's on the paper when the governor.
Exactly. The governor oversees most state departments and agencies, prepare annual state budget, approve or reject state new laws. So you know what the lieutenant governor does? Why is it important to have a lieutenant governor for?
And that one is February 1st.
Okay.
That's when it goes.
So if something happens to the governor, the lieutenant governor will become governor. If the governor leaves office, has a tie breaking vote in the state senate, serve on boards and commissions. You know what the Secretary of State is?
I don't know.
Okay, Secretary of State is the head of elections and record keeping. They coordinate statewide elections and oversee election laws. Also keep records about new corporations and businesses and other state databases. So as a Secretary of State, they do election and record keeping.
And Georgia Arm too.
Exactly.
I am governor.
I know this stuff is confusing, so I'm explaining it slowly.
That's how I do. When I governor in Carol, she's the main character. They vote me governor, and I'm in the parties.
Next,
Some buffet.
next is a controller. The state bookkeeper keeps track of how the state money is spent, issue most checks from the state, and match collection of money due to the state. Report on finances of state and local government. So that's a controller. They're a state bookkeeper. So next is a treasurer. Treasurer is a state banker. Manage the state investments and assets. Coordinate the sale of state bonds. So you have to do the money. The controller and secretary, treasurer are money. Do you know what attorney general is? Attorney general?
Four? Sorry.
Okay, the attorney general is basically the state top lawyer. Make sure laws are enforced the same way across the state. They manage the state Department of Justice, oversee sheriff and district attorneys. So the attorney general basically is the top lawyer that's in the state. And determine things with Department of Justice, oversee the sheriff and district attorneys. That's dealing with the laws.
That's true. You're right.
Yeah. Next is insurance commissioner, insurance overseer, manage the state Department of Insurance, enforces laws that insurance companies must follow. So insurance commissioner work with insurance, oversee insurance. Finally, superintendent of public instruction, head of public schools, manage the state Department of Education, provide leadership and assistance to all public schools in California, enforce election regulations. So who also represents you in national government? There's 4 layers of government. The first layer of government is federal. You guys know that federal government.
Government. Yep, yeah, right.
And there's 3 branches to federal government. You guys know what the 3 branches are?
I don't know.
Okay. Okay, I'll tell you how it is. Okay, the first branch of the government is judicial. Judicial is a Supreme Court. There's 9 Supreme Court justices in America.
That's true, right?
If become a Supreme Court judge, you have to be recommended by the president and voted by the Congress to become a Supreme Court justice. If you're a Supreme Court justice, you determine the laws for the country, and you can stay in Supreme Court for your entire life. There's no term limit, it's the Supreme Court. The second branch of government, do you know the second branch of government?
You.
Me?
I wish. You, buddy.
The second branch of government, I'll make it easy. The presidential.
Yeah, that's my friend of mine. You want that one? Joe Biden is my friend of mine.
And you know, Joe Biden's the president. So the president basically make the laws for the land and the national budget.
And money.
Yeah. Sign bills and veto bills.
Yep.
What's the third branch of government?
It's like governor.
Okay, I'm gonna get back to states. So we talk about judicial is one branch. We talk about presidential, second branch. The third branch is legislative, and that's Congress at the federal government. So Congress is comprised of a U.S. senators. There's 100 senators. There's 2 in every state, and House of Representatives is 435, and there's 53 representatives in California. So everybody's representative is different on this call. And if you're a senator, you get a term for 6 years. If you're the House of Representatives, you get a term for 2 years. So any questions about national government? Next, we're going to talk about state government. I'll explain the three branches. There's judicial, just like the Supreme Court, you're just for life. Second is the governor, which would be the executive. The government makes a lot of the rules we talked about earlier. And third is judicial. And judicial, they introduce laws and they help out with the checks and balances of the government.
That's true.
So state senator, 4-year term, even number districts will be voted on this election. State assembly members, 2-year terms. So in our state government, we have state senators, we have assembly, and they're the legislative, and they help out with the branch of government. And third, the state board equalization, state tax commission, 4-year term. So any questions about state government before I talk about county and city government? Okay, so the next layer of government is the county. And who's in charge of the county government is the board of supervisors.
You.
So, exactly. There's 58 counties in California. So every county is different. Sacramento is different from Los Angeles County or San Diego or San Francisco or Kern County or Fresno. It's all different.
In Canada too.
Exactly. That's another country.
In India.
Yeah, that's another country.
Yep.
To get their own government. And the fourth layer of government is the city. If you live in an unincorporated area, your county will take care of your services.
That's right.
And with the city, you have a mayor. A mayor is just like a governor or a president. And you got city council. You also have an alderman, depending where you're at. So those are the 4 layers of government. So do you guys know what propositions are?
I don't know.
Okay. Propositions are proposed laws presented to the public to vote on. Propositions can make new laws, change existing laws, and sometimes they can change California's constitution. They can be placed on the ballot by people who collect enough voter signatures by state lawmakers, the California legislative. A proposition passes become law if it receives more than 50% yes votes. So proposition 1, 26, and 30 are initiatives. For initiative, a yes vote means you support the way a proposition would change things. A no vote means that you want to leave things the way they are now. Proposition 31 is referendum, which asks voters to decide on a law that's already passed. For referendum, a yes vote means that you support the law and want to keep it. A no vote means you do not want the law to go into effect. So there are 7 propositions in these elections. Remember, you don't have to vote on everything. So if you feel uncomfortable about voting something, you can leave it blank. So proposition 1 is reproductive health. So what we'll do if it passed, it will name reproductive freedom as a right in the California Constitution. A right to reproductive freedom means that the state cannot deny or interfere with someone's right to choose an abortion, use or refuse birth control, contraceptives, or get any reproductive health care. So that's proposition 1. You might see the commercials for the next ones. How many people heard proposition 26? Me too. I see a lot on TV. Proposition 26 is in-person sport betting at travel casinos. So we'll do if it passed, it will legalize in-person sport betting, roulette or dice games at travel casinos. Legalize in-person sport betting at 4-horse racetracks. Allow private lawsuits against illegal gambling in some situations. So that's Prop 26. How many people heard Prop 27? That's online sport betting. What we'll do if it passes, it will legalize online sport betting in California, not on tribal lands for people 21 over. Bets can be only placed through a gambling tribe or qualified businesses. Most of the revenues from betting fees and taxes will address homelessness and the mental health needs of people who are homeless. The rest money will support Native American tribes. So that's Prop 27. Prop 28, what Prop 28 would do, the state must set aside some as revenue to fund arts and music education in K-12 public schools. All schools receive some funding for each student. Schools serving many lower income students will receive a little bit more money. Funding will allow schools to hire new staff and pay for training and supplies. So you know what Prop 28 is?
I don't know.
Yeah, it's confusing. It's about arts and music, art and music education. That's what it is. So Prop 29, kidney dialysis clinic requirements. So you guys know about dialysis, about kidneys? So we have dialysis of kidneys. What they do, they clean this out. They clean this out. They clean out your kidneys and make sure that the waste nearby is doing the right thing. So what Prop 29 would do if passed, clinics must have at least one doctor, nurse practitioner, a physical assistant present during all treatment hours. Clinics must report any dialysis-related infections to the state every 3 months. Clinics must disclose who owned the clinic to patients. Clinics need permission from the state before closing or reducing services. Clinics cannot refuse to treat patients based on how they're paying for the treatment. I'm sorry, it's confusing. This stuff is confusing, but that's what the propositions are.
That's true. True story.
Yeah. And believe it, even lawyers get confused about propositions. So don't feel bad if you don't understand what this is, because it's very confusing.
Not me. I know how everything.
So we're gonna go Prop 30, income taxes on millionaires' electric cars. So what Prop 30 would do if it passed, for every person making over $2 million, addition 1.57 sales tax will be charged. The money for this tax will be put into a special fund that's separate from the general fund. Most of this money will be used to increase the use of zero emissions electric vehicles and to keep the air cleaner. The rest of the money will be used to match wildfires. So that's Prop 30. Prop 31, yes or no to banning flavored tobacco products. What we'll do if it passed, and ban the sale of favorite tobacco products and allow the state new law to go into effect. Flavored tobacco products will no longer be sold at gas stations, grocery stores, vending machines, and other places. So it's 3 ways to vote. So number 1, you vote by mail. You sign the envelope. You return it in time. Make sure you return it by November 8th. You drop out your ballot at the drop box. Do it before November 8th. And you vote in person. That's the way a lot of people vote in person. So any final questions about voting? I know it's confusing, but it's a lot of information, but I'm just telling you what it is. Any other questions about voting?
Good job.
Yeah.
I think another thing we can sometimes look at when we look at propositions is who funds the propositions. That's one of the things to look for as far as trying to figure them out. Still confusing, but great job.
Thank you. So I
Wonderful job.
want to say thank you to everybody who came today. You guys go out and vote. You guys have a good day, and thank you very much.
Okay.